Hey guys, what's going on? It's DJ here with my bro Jeremy, man, on camera.
Hey guys, what's going on?
We are back with the weekly recap of Walking Dead this week. The last night's episode is called Crossed.
Star-Crossed Lovers!
Lots of things happened last night, and it is the mid-season finale next week, so we actually have to wait until February to see where it kicks off. But lots of things happened in this. Lots of good things, some bad things, some not so sure what's going to happen type things. Okay, so let's start recapping. We get to see all three sides of the group, I guess you could say. We got to see Rick's side, we got to see Abraham and Glenn and Maggie and Tara and Rosita, and we also get to see Beth and Carol for a little bit. So I'm going to just run down what the three groups are doing, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen after. So Rick's group is actually getting ready to go and save Beth and Carol, because the person that did come back with Daryl was Noah. And, you know, Noah, they're trying to see if they can trust him or not. They have him tied up. They end up going into the city. He leads them there. And they run into cops. And they try to use that to their advantage so that they could make an exchange between Don and Rick. So, all seems to be going well. Then we go over to the other group, and Abraham's kind of down on his knees and still not sure what to think about things. And it takes Maggie to point a gun at him and say, "I'll put you down if you don't calm down," for him to just stop and not attack anybody. But he's kind of sulking on his own. Eugene's on the floor, just knocked the crap out still. Maggie stays back behind with them while Glenn and Rosita and Tara go off and scavenge for water and other materials. And then that's what the group's doing. Carol is in the hospital bed. This is going over to the other group with Beth and Carol at the base of where Dawn and her group is, and Beth sees her. And she tries everything that she can to make sure that nobody messes with her. She actually gets into an argument with another police officer because he said that Carol's life is not worth saving, that he found her half dead, that she got hit by a car when in fact she got hit by the car he was driving. And it's just weird, like that power struggle in Dawn's world is very weird. She's like in control without really being in control, and the only way for her to keep her power around is to let people do what they want to do. And then she gives Beth a little bit of a leeway and gives her keys to get into a room to get some more medication. But we all know that it's got to be weird, because even Dr. Steven or Dr. Edward, I forgot, the weirdo says like she didn't give that out of the kindness of her heart. She did that for a reason. And obviously, we'll have to see what that is. And that's basically what her struggle is her trying to get Carol out of there and herself. And then we go back to the group at the church, which is Carl, Michonne, the priest, and the baby. And Carl's trying to teach the priest how to use a gun, and the priest is just going all crazy because all that stuff happened inside the church, and he's scrubbing the floors with his hands and all that. And he ends up escaping, but not before he steps on a nail, which I find very, it's like ironic almost. Like he wants to escape from something that he kind of helped create, but he had to suffer a bit. So that's kind of what it represented for me. And then it just shifts back over to Rick's group. They have the police officers in custody, and they get him tied up and everything. There was a little bit of a scary part where Daryl was brawling with a big dude, and he almost actually dies, but he uses a walker's head to his advantage, rips it straight off, whacks the dude in the head with it, and then Rick comes and is just like, "I'm gonna F your crap up if you don't get off my friend." They get them all in a room, they tie him up, and there seems to be one kind soul, which is almost with every single group that they've met, who seems to want to make a deal and get on with their life and not have any trouble. Because one cop in that group actually wanted to, she said that all the cops wanted to overthrow Don, but they had no reason to, and that maybe this could be something that they could work together on. And you can't really trust them. Rick obviously doesn't trust them really. He does hear them out though, and there's another guy named Bob, and I guess it sparked something in Sasha after she talked with Tyrese out and behind the car, saying that
let me help you.
Yeah, basically. to kind of get over Bob and just keep the memory of him instead of thinking all these negative thoughts. And it gave her a little bit of positivity, and with that positivity, she tried to help that other guy named Bob, obviously. She thought maybe it was a calling from Bob in heaven, saying, maybe you could do this, help this guy out. So the guy leads Sasha to where, I think she said it was
An
old friend of his that turned into a walker that he wanted to take out. And you think it's actually genuine, you think that he actually wants help, but right when she starts aiming, you see him back up, and like he's kind of like looking everywhere, not looking like, he looks a bit suspicious. And just like the guy on Talking Dead said, he should have kept she should have kept him in her peripherals, because next thing you know, he just rams the crap into her, and she hits her head on the windowsill, and she gets knocked out, and he runs away. The way he ran away was like, you saw him?
Yeah.
When he ran away. And then the episode pretty much ends there. Going back to the other group, Eugene wakes up. Yeah, that's pretty much where it leaves off. So the previews for the next episode, Coda, I think that's how you pronounce the episode name. It shows Rick on a rooftop talking to Dawn, making a trade, a deal. And we're gonna have to see whether or not it goes through. Obviously, there's gonna be blood being spilled on both, hopefully not both sides, because these are some major characters that are all there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, they said that they might kill off another character that's pretty important here.
Oh no.
I'm hoping it's not Beth or Carol, and I'm actually just hoping that it's nobody. But we're gonna have to really see. It's very hard to kind of anticipate who's gonna go next, because they did kind of surprise us with Bob, and he wasn't really that much of a main character until this season, and then he died a couple episodes in. So I think it's really hard it's gonna be hard if it's either Carol or Beth, which I think you would have to be either one of them, or maybe it might be Sasha.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see, because actually in Talking Dead, she was pregnant with a kid, so we're really, it's really hard. Tyrese, I hope they don't kill him off. I hope they don't kill off Glenn and Maggie and Abraham. And then there's actually another spoiler, and it showed the priest. I'll call him Gabriel. Gabriel, and he's at the school where Bob was getting eaten by the cannibals, and he's reading a Bible and looking at this stuff, and all of a sudden he sees the foot. He sees Bob's foot on the barbecue, and he's getting eaten by maggots and whatnot. And he breaks down and cries, because he knows that that's his fault. So it's interesting. He's very fragile, being somebody that's been locked inside there since the whole apocalypse started. He hadn't really seen the world as ugly as it is. Like, for him to have witnessed Rick murdering people and the cannibals and all this stuff just happening in his church, and then going outside to find that the world is really not that safe. It's terrible. So we'll see. It's gonna be a pretty crazy season finale, very action-packed, I'm sure. Stuff doesn't look like it's gonna go to plan, of course, and we're really, it's kind of antsy, to be honest with you, to have to wait to see who's gonna survive or not. Obviously, Dawn, she's gonna die. She's gonna bite the dust.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to see what major character they're gonna kill off the group this time. We'll see. Leave your comments down below, guys. Like if you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!